Questioning Everything with Garrett and Adam.
Well, like, how did they cut these stones in the way that they did, or place them? It's just
skill. I would assume.
You're assuming that it was skill. That's like, there's just that kind of like, what?
I think they'd have hand machines.
Pumapuku just has those big H blocks that are just, we're talking about the hardest rock on the planet. It's just so hard. Mm-hmm. And there's no tools found around those areas, like bones. Like,
no, you can't use bone. You can't use copper either for granite, right?
They're talking about diamond precision. They put them on a microscope. It's like diamond cutting. That wasn't even invented till just recently, man. So that's fine. Like, if you want to say no aliens, okay. But then people had technology that was like advanced for that time.
Absolutely.
And that's weird.
That we don't understand.
So that's even fascinating.
They cut holes. They had hole cutters.
Oh, yeah.
They had a whole bunch of stuff.
So that's just weird. And my opinion is there was some kind of somebody hanging out at that time that was like, hey, check it out. We got this cool shit that we use on fucking in this fucking out in the fleet.
Let's not make an alloy. Let's like cut granite.
Let's fuse it with a laser or something.
They didn't fuse it anything.
Let's
There's
levitate.
No fuse.
Or sorry, just like cut it like with something.
Yeah. Because I don't know. We should have these
pictures up on their screens and like actually analyzing these
too
rocks.
much.
Well, no, I know, but just for our own. That's what helped me to go. Well, explain that, Adam.
That's great. You got to do it in your own time. It's deciding what the answer is and then asking somebody to explain it differently or whatever. That's all asinine, right?
No, I'm saying it would, if we had
there's more than just us and the
rocks in front of us right now, we could both share in the amazement and be like, wow, that is pretty cool.
It is. It's super amazing.
I'm not saying anyway.
But even if there's something strange about it, why would it be aliens? Like, why would aliens be so interested in cutting rock?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
no, you're not. Just tell me that, because you're not saying that. So now tell me, we've got like technology that you said diamond cutters and then laser fucking cutters. Why aren't they just making alloys?
Alloys? What do you mean, like to melt
metal? They've got rock all around them with metal stored in them.
To melt them
They've
all into
obviously
place?
Got fucking ships. They obviously know about metal. They obviously know about silicone. They obviously know about glass and chips.
Well, that's the theory, that they melted these blocks into place as well.
They didn't melt anything. There's no theory that they melted rock.
That's what they're saying. So I don't know. It's just I've heard some stuff thrown around. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this either, but
that's definitely not a theory.
I'm going straight from intuition on what I've watched, what I've seen, and discredited myself. Going, this is silly. That's wild. This is interesting. Like, you've read every book. You're so well read on this for sure, but there's still a mystery here that's unexplainable.
If really the bottom line is...
Do you not agree on that?
No. Well, yeah, there's a mystery, but...
That is unexplainable. Is it aliens? Who knows?
You're exposed to the mystery under a framework that it's aliens.
Well,
right?
I'm agreeing.
You're not reading archaeology books.
But I'm saying
you're reading alien books.
Okay, forget the alien books. Forget.
No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough to dismiss your own axioms, because you're literally looking at the world through glasses that all of this is aliens, and that's like the most reasonable explanation. And again, it's like, it's rationally, you're compromised.
You're compromising a massive group of people, though. It's like,
no, I'm just talking to you in this case.
Okay,
your rationale is compromised by not being objectively detached enough to go, like, even if you can accept that you believe, get into the chair, go into the back room of your own mind, and acknowledge that you have a very pointed opinion that all these things are aliens, but there's no real reason to think that they're aliens, other than the fact that all that information that you have in your mind has been presented to you in such a way that it's talking about aliens. Like, you never read about Göbekli Tepe, except for in the context of, it's the same thing as like the Graham Hancock.
He's not.
No, he's great, but he still has some assumptions. And
of aliens?
No, not of aliens, just of like spiritual assumptions. He believes in the conscious drug fairies
that build this shit, or what are you talking about?
No. He's just no. He like the DMT fairy.
That's dope. I like it.
When I watch Graham Hancock, he has ideas that are unsubstantiated by reality, that they're again part of his multi-dimensional existence. They're part of his mind, part of his imagination. I don't discredit it.
I think they all do fucking hardcore drugs, right?
Yeah, but it's just like approaching things from an angle, not because you're stupid or because you even want to, but when you're exposed to a particular set of information and they're bringing it up, like you wouldn't have even known about it except for the fact that they're bringing it up in context to aliens, then everything becomes contextualized to aliens. Same thing as lights in the sky. Like if there was like some strange interstellar phenomena where planets eject gases in strange form or something like that, you'd see a light and everybody be like, oh, that's probably a gas ejection. It could be anything. It could be electromagnetics. It could be light from another star that's being split. It could be fucking anything. But at that point, their axioms would say, oh, well, it's one of the plasma jets that we see about on TV and hear about in the news. They'd just make that automatic assumption. A lot of what we think of aliens, there's no real reason to think that it's aliens, except for the fact that our exposure to these ideas were framed as if it was aliens. Zecharia Sitchin, what he talks about, super interesting shit.
Dismissed a lot though now, ever since we got into
super interesting. Super interesting though.
Yeah.
Right? He's exposed mythologies and he's exposed stories that regardless of whether or not it has anything to do with aliens, they're really interesting stories. They're strange. There's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of unexplained shit, and it's wild history. If you can remove aliens from it, then in my opinion, you're probably going to have a healthier perspective of history. Plus, you'll have a more opportunity to actually stumble on what really happened or what the real explanations are, because they're really probably not alien explanations. And as long as a person's on that, it's like me spending years on a fucking Enochian, only to realize in the end that I really shouldn't have spent all those years on it because it was a waste.
What?
Enochian.
Right. Well,
exactly.
I mean, what I was just trying to find some common ground with you on was just that there is some sort of mystery there for how well these stones were cut.
Yes.
The fact that they were cut. I'm not saying, it was lasers, gotta be. I'm just saying, like, what else was it then? Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
So no one really can explain it. There are mysteries around that are unexplainable, and you're like, okay, well, going right to the alien theory is just preposterous.
It's a bad idea.
And it can, it's a bad idea. It can be for sure, but but if you're saying that it was humans that came up with these technologies, what the hell do these technologies look like is what I'm saying. Okay, it wasn't aliens, but these people were so technologically advanced, they still were building stone structures, because we're technologically advanced and we're using concrete and iron, steel beams and fucking gas, and we're building
way more sophisticated
stuff. Yet this technology implies that they were even more sophisticated than us, yet still living.
No.
Cutting stones?
You think cutting stones is more sophisticated than
and
building
moving megalithic blocks? That requires some substantial technology, wouldn't it?
No.
And thinking. No?
No. That's only substantial technology compared to the people that lived at the time.
Even now, though, we can't build the frickin' structures. We can't do
we can move really, really big shit.
Not the stuff. We can't they've claimed that we cannot build the pyramids now. We cannot build Göbekli Tepe. We cannot build Puma Punku. There's no way with modern tools we could even do a lot. I'm gonna have to find some examples, but there are some structures that we couldn't build or move these blocks now.
Hold on.
So
you can't just drive off after that, because you're making a wild, radical claim based off of stupid fucking documentaries that you've seen that have influenced your worldview to the point now where it's impossible to recreate the pyramids. That's ridiculous.
I could be wrong about that.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
You start getting into like a 20, 30 ton stone, and it would be difficult, but we transport like fucking enormous stuff, right? Like look at the Chernobyl stuff when they're like literally transporting like gigantic football field sized fucking things over train carts.
Yes.
And
that takes feats of engineering.
We are way more advanced than somebody that hews stone. And it's impressive. How did they get it there? How did they move it? You look at what was available to them, and it's like, what the fuck were they utilizing?
Well, that's really what I mean, okay?
Right? But they had to be utilizing something because they did it. The idea that like anti-gravity, fucking something like that, why would they use stone? Why would people who have anti-gravity and like
to make a point?
To who?
To everything. That's kind of what I feel like these things are. They're just like, we're here. We just moved some giant shit to fuck with.
Why wouldn't they do something more interesting?
Advertisement loading.
Have you been to our Discord, Garrett?
I don't even know what Discord is, dude.
Me neither. Good talk.
You do. I'm sad.